Hey guys, it's Oluchi for Ways Breakfast. Thanks for always tuning in. Our research has shown that you're probably not subscribed to our channel. What are you waiting for? Make sure you hit that subscribe button below so you never miss out on our latest content and stay in the loop with all things Ways. If the channel grows, it means more great content for you guys. So hit that subscribe button now. Good morning, or will I say rise and shine? You're welcome to Raise Breakfast. Join us as we navigate through important issues concerning diverse topics in Nigeria and beyond. And with that, we don't just discuss, we bring expert guests to help contribute their expert views to the conversation. But as usual on Thursday like this, it's just the ladies and I as we tackle the pending issues in our society. My name is Oluchi Omenka, and and with great pleasure, I say welcome to the show and welcome my ladies. So how are we doing today?
Me, Odogo work.
Exactly what I was going to say. You need to have been here on set before we came on air. It has been vibes on vibes here, thanks to our, guy behind the camera. So how are we doing this morning? How's everything? The week is coming to an end. What are the expectations? Like, have you met some of the things you set up to do this week, or you still have tasks that are looking at you in the face?
What about you? I don't know why I'm like this, but maybe it's just this week or something. I'm not feeling too jumpy as
Too jumpy.
usual.
Let's hope next week becomes better.
Yeah,
I'll
hopefully.
look out for you next week. How about you, Mira?
Oh, mine. I'm good. I think at times when you pray, I think you should remember the clauses while praying. And then there are some prayer that will be answered, but then you remember that, I should have added this clause. You know, when there is a smooth journey, but then you just need a bit of flexibility to make it more sweet, make it more good. I think that's the phase I am at the moment. I just need a little bit of flexibility to make things very, very better
good.
and productive for me. Yeah.
That's some inspiring quote this morning. You're on a spiritual levels. How about you, God's beauty? Please tell me you have the energy that I
already
need.
told you.
No, I'm saying it again because I want you to give me another energy.
I think I actually like all the things we'll be talking about today. So yeah, I can't wait for us to dive
to
in.
dive into it. Today's topic is quite interesting. It's a trendy topic in that sense. What's happening?
I don't know.
I see that somebody.
Okay.
All right, so let's see how today's topic goes. I expect you ladies to bring in your A games, bring in your contribution.
But you did not tell us how
on-
you're feeling. No?
Really? I thought my smiles already said everything.
Oh, okay.
Or it's not expressive enough.
I shined the teeth very well. It's shown.
I'm super duper happy. All right, viewers, if you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? You've seen our call to action. Please, right about now, click the subscribe button on Official Upgrade TV, like and share the link, and of course, be part of our conversation. So today we'll be discussing on what really is loyalty in relationship. But we'll take a short break now. When we return, we'll look to the headlines across the Nigerian newspapers. So stay with us. We'll be right back shortly.
Imagine the world where the voices of the youth finally get the spotlight they deserve.
Welcome to Raise Breakfast, the groundbreaking show where young minds unite together to tackle issues that truly matter.
We're flipping the script on traditional morning talk shows, and this is your chance to hear the youth speak out.
We're not just skimming headlines, we're diving deep into the heart of topics that impact us all.
From politics to governance, tech innovations, mental health, and trendy social issues.
We don't just discuss, we ignite conversations that inspire change and spark action.
Join us every morning for fresh, young, and vibrant perspectives
that empowers the next generation to make a difference.
Start your day right with Raise Breakfast, because when the youth speak, the world listens. Raise Breakfast, weekdays at 8 a.m. live on Upgrade TV. Glad to have you back from the break. Now let's look through the pages of today's newspaper. Today we'll have the Punch, the Vanguard, the Guardian, and the New York Times. I'll be starting with the Punch newspaper. There's not a lot of news on it, but I'll take the major headline that says, government plans evacuation camps as flood hits 28 states. Flooding affects 133 local governments. 526,703 persons. Tinubu promises aid. Above that, NLC plans mass procession as Ajero honors police invitation today. Atiku, Bode George disagree over 2027 presidential ambition. And then the one that takes over the entire paper says Bankers Committee completes restoration of National Theatre, and shows us snippets of the interior. We see the rooftop, banquet hall, main ball, kitchen, exhibition hall, ring road, cinema, landscape, gatehouse, circulation lobby, artist changing room, and the VIP area. And I think this is a sight to behold, something aesthetic for the morning. I want to ask you guys, ladies, have you ever been to the National Theatre before? Yes, at least before the restoration?
I think people that grew up in Lagos would have been there.
Guess what? I was born in Lagos. I've never been here. So
wow. Yeah, like one out of 100. Because everybody that grew up in Lagos has...
Again, I think it depends, though, because the reason why I went there was because of, we had like this, what do they call that now?
Excursion.
Excursion, exactly.
Yeah,
that's what lead us there. I think during that, this Papa Jasco kind of thing, during that Nina and Friends, long time ago, yeah. So you see, it's not even like it's a today thing. It's a long time.
I've not been there, but a media colleague was there at the, I think, opening or something. He was there to commission the event one time. So I saw it from his status, and it was a sight to behold. It was very big. It was beautiful.
Is it the recent one?
Yes, recent one. Yes,
looking at these pictures already. I'm just very
it was pretty
interested.
Big, very big.
So that's what I have for the Punch. No major story.
Taking a look at the page of Guardian newspaper. Although I expected the news of villagers of a city, of a country, of a town in the north, when they said they were going to meet bandits in their village, I expected that to make headline. But I'm as shocked as we all are. Although the major headline reads that fresh anxiety as federal government disconnects 50 million on leaked SIMs of September 14. Under it, concern as Abuja photographer spent 10 months in detention over intentional insult. We spoke about this yesterday. Yeah. Reps member warns Lagos LP against illegal Congress, among others. Beyond the facade, unveiling violence in Nigeria's peaceful presidential election. Kaduna, Bauchi orders residents to vacate flood-prone areas. Currently in circulation, hit 4 trillion naira. Defines CBN's monetary tightening measures. PDP crisis, Bode George advises Atiku to contest presidency in 2031 at 85. Criminal Justice Act ineffective, 7 years after NBA lament. The last but one reads, Afenifere 6 Regional NYSC Enforcement of Terrorism Prohibition Act. And the last one reads, NLC threatens indefinite strike as Ajaro honors police invitation. And the story that piqued my interest that I would like to talk a little bit on is fresh anxiety as federal government disconnect 50 million on leaked SIMs on September 14. This is coming as Telecom said something yesterday that they will need to shred and offload a lot of their customers because of the cost, and it means we'll probably suffer a lot of network issues, which we've already been suffering here. And now, federal government is saying, go and link your SIM. I don't understand why Nigerians are yet to link their SIM. NIN, SIM, linkage, and national security. That national security, they should remove it. I don't want to hear it again. Because if we are saying link is for national security and you've not arrested one person, one thing that's been trending on X lately, Yorubanivorous. I don't know if you've been seeing it. They've been seeing a lot of Yoruba people with fresh human bodies, either for ritual killings, for Ghana. It has been very common these days on X. Ogun, even Ondo, some places of Akoko, Ogun State, 18, 19-year-old children. Okay, they're no longer children since they're 18, 19, but they are still as young as ever. So they are now saying Yorubanivorous. Now nobody's arresting them. Nobody's bringing the bandits to book. For villagers of a place in Kano or Kaduna to want to go and meet the bandits themselves. And you need to see the video. They went en masse. They were marched. They said today, bandits will kill all of us. Let's go. Let's storm the village. Let's go and bring up people that were abducted. And now we are saying SMS and national security. No. Let's say NIN and SIM. Let's link it for documentation purpose, for Nigerian purpose, for identification purpose, not for national security. Let's move to the next one.
Just using it well.
I totally agree with you because, I mean, it's one thing to tell Nigerians that, we need to do this thing so that we can see the effect, like you said, national security. And they've been saying national security for the longest of time. Till today, maybe I was asking of those medical students that was kidnapped. Till today, we don't have a story. We don't know what's going on with them.
They were released.
No,
They've been released.
When?
They've been released.
It
was in the news. I saw it on X. They've been released by the police.
Thank God, Jesus.
Let's go to the
Okay, so we'll be looking at the Vanguard newspaper. Vanguard newspaper. Start with the major headline. WASSCE. NAS wades into age controversy. And under that, we have Nigeria. Interpol arrests over 300 members of Black Axe criminal group. Beside that, South African billionaire Joan Rupert, sorry if I'm not pronouncing that well, overtakes Dangote as Africa's richest man. And beside that, we have futility of Tinubu's statist and corporatist economic council. And on top of the headline, we have energy crisis, marketers seek diesel price reduction to 700 per litre. Below that, we have NCC gives September 14th final deadline for NIN SIM linkage compliance. Insecurity, bandits, kidnappers, others should be exterminated. And lastly, alleged terrorism financing. NLC President honors police invitation today. Now, I'll be looking at the major headline because this is something that we've spoken about. And I just really like the statements that article, the People's Democratic Party the presidential candidates of PDP in 2023 said. He was like, the recent policy of the Federal Ministry of Education pegging age limits for entry to tertiary institutions is an absurdity and a disincentive to scholarships. It is discouraging that even while announcing this obnoxious policy, the government inadvertently said it had no plan to cater for specially gifted peoples. The statement is an embarrassment to the body of intellectuals in the country because it portrays Nigeria as a country where gifted students are not appreciated.
Yes.
This statement he made really made sense. I just had to bring it out here because truly, like I said the other time, it's not even about, okay, you're older or anything like that. People who are like 15, 14, 13, safe, they are much more or could be much more brilliant than those who are older. You should be the ones to write these exams. So they feel that they should be the ones to be open to the world.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I can say.
was had yesterday on our prime time show, and it was talked about extensively. You should go look out on our YouTube page. I feel this is very wrong because this is no longer millennial age. A 12-year-old will do things that will blow your mind off. Not to talk of we had a teen takeover recently, and we saw how excellent and outspoken all our teens are. None of them are even close to 18 yet, and they are done with school. Some of them are even in uni. They're already in their first year uni. So I don't think we should limit them. And then you now removing the people living with disability out of the case. That's wrong. We are trying to talk about inclusivity. We are trying to foster.
We're going back.
We're going back.
To those days.
I feel like this bill is like a distraction. There's just something else.
God bless you.
There's a
I
distraction
like the fact
here.
that we are seeing things on a very different
There's a
note.
distraction here because really...
I've told you guys times without number that Nigeria right now is like an influencer. So we should all stay tuned. Once there's something that they want to do and they know that this will actually probably be a big deal, they'll just look for other things, you know, to cover the main thing. So there's something that we are probably not even seeing that we actually need to, you know, start focusing on. But I mean, I think I'm actually even tired of talking about the Nigerian newspapers. Let's quickly go back to the New York Times. So let's start of the New York Times, the letter of the newspaper says, we move on. COVID has not. So now what? With caution cast off, cases are surging. But the left side of the newspaper, we have parties embrace tariff to fight trade pressures, shield for industry, political shift, though Harris and Trump differ in scope. Middle of the newspaper, we have Mexico, irked by the United States envoys, halt relations. Next to that, doctors saved her life, even over her wishes. Beneath that, we have lonely, retired, and longing for twilight love. Next to that, which is the last headline, says, an outlier caught that Trump sees as a model. So I just want to quickly touch on this one that says, parties embrace tariff to fight trade pressures, shield for industry, political shift, though Harris and Trump differ in scope. So in 2024, both the Democratic and the Republican parties in the United States have shifted their views on tariffs. Unlike the past when most politicians preferred lowering tariff to promote free trade, both parties now see tariff as a crucial tool for protecting American industries from global competition, especially from countries like China that produce cheaper goods. This shift is largely a response to the loss of American manufacturing jobs, which many believe is due to globalization of cheaper foreign products. To protect United States industries, both parties are now more open to imposing tariff on import. Donald Trump, the Republican candidate, is pushing for very high tariff, especially on goods from China. He believes these tariffs can help American manufacturers by making foreign products more expensive and less competitive. On the other hand, Kamala Harris, the Democratic candidate, acknowledges the need for tariff, but warns that Trump's approach would act like a national sale tax, making everybody's goods more expensive for American families. She estimates that such tariffs could increase the annual expenses of a middle-class family by nearly $4,000. Despite their differences in approach, both Trump and Harris agree that some form of protectionist trade policy is necessary to safeguard American jobs and industries. So just like I just read, they feel like it's important that, you know, for all the goods that are imported into the country, there needs to be like a tariff on it. Do you get what I'm saying? So, I mean, it feels like they're already having issues with job opportunities, and their global import is already getting low. So they feel like, okay, it's important that for every goods that are coming in, if you're buying goods from, for example, from China, you know that it's cheap, and when you bring it to the country, it's important that you sell it on a high price so that everybody can make money. But now the difference is, if you bring a certain goods, for example, and you bring it to the country and you sell it for a very, very high price, it makes people around there now, they are just like it was written here, their source of income, like a middle-aged, or do I say an average citizen of the U.S. might not be able to afford it. So that's why somehow I'll go for what Camilla says. So it's important, okay, in as much as you're adding, you know, you're bringing in this tariff into the imported goods, it's important that whatever the amount that you're increasing it to is something that an average citizen of the U.S., you know, can afford. So that's all I have for you in the New York Times newspaper.
All right, we have a comment on our YouTube page from Charlene Edwards. He says lack of transparency for government in Nigeria is very disturbing. People shine your eye. This is just to let you know that you can join our conversation. Our phone lines are open 0702-500-7749 and 0701-424-2420. I take it again, 0702-500-7749 and 0701-424-2420. So you could call us and we'll gladly pick and have your view on this topic, or you could send a message on our YouTube platform. We'll take a short break now. When we return, we're diving straight into the hot topic for today, so do not go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back shortly. Glad to have you back. If you're just joining us, this is Ways Breakfast. As mentioned earlier, we will be discussing what really is loyalty in relationship. What does it mean to be loyal? Is it just about being faithful, or is there something more? What about trust, respect, and support? So today's topic was inspired by the trending conversation on social media about Nigerian singer Solid Star, who hailed his fiancée for her unwavering loyalty towards him through all the hardships for over a decade. In his words, for over 10 years, all she got from me was pain, tears, and heartbreaks, but she never gave up on me. Not only did Solid Star's heartfelt message touch us today, but also the love between Banky W and his wife Adesua, with their strong, ongoing love, and the celebration of Olu Jacob's 82nd birthday with his wife Jokel Silvers right beside him as always. So all these questions will be answered today as you join us to dive into the meaning of loyalty and its value in our relationships, both romantic and platonic, all kinds of relationships really. So ladies, away from the big grammar, let's get into the topic of the day. We're looking at loyalty in relationship, and it's very good that we do not assume what certain terms are, right? Because looking at this Solid Star story, something was very key there. He said, despite the pain, heartbreaks. Those are very deep words.
The pain.
Heartbreaks. Mira, please, let's not joke today. He said, despite the pain, the heartbreaks, and everything, she was loyal to him and stayed through for over a decade. I mean, that's 10 years. That's a long time. So let's just try to understand, what are those essential elements that define loyalty in relationship today? So just clearly put, what's loyalty to you? What do you call, what would you see and say, this is what loyalty means to me? Is it staying through hardship? Is it sacrifice? Is it giving your time? Is it being available? What's loyalty exactly? In case we don't understand that big grammar.
For me, loyalty in one word, commitment. You are... you agree with me? You don't have your face.
Let me give you a hint. Don't be discouraged by God's beautiful face.
Okay, for me, staying with someone through thick and thin, you are committed to that person. You always be there. You always be available. You know. That's what I see loyalty as. Unless you want to say something else, God.
No, that's the problem. When you're saying something and I look at you differently, it's because I wasn't expecting that. So this is me doing like a rethink. Oh, okay, what's she saying? So it's not like, it has nothing to do with whether I agree with you or not. But this is not me going to answer. Let her answer first.
All right, Mira, what's your own take on this?
Okay, I will start with Solid Star's relationship. Yes, I've listened to a 1 hour or 2 hours program, podcast on Solid Star's life, how he spent his early life of doing random nonsense. I mean, he was even taken to Yaba Left at some point to get his brain checked. 2 times, not even once, 2 times to get his brain checked, which means people know what they are doing. He said it that it caused that pain, torture. The people know what they are doing. For me, loyalty should not come with pain. Loyalty should not come with torture. Loyalty should not come with tears. Loyalty should not come with, I know what I'm doing for this girl, but she will come back. It shouldn't be that way. Loyalty basically should mean respect, love, and in our words, commitment. If I'm being loyal to you, I love you, either platonic or romantic. I care about you. I respect you. I respect your views. Right? I don't want to say you're hot. It's no longer loyalty when your tears make me happy. When I intentionally say things to you so that you can be aggravated and furious and angry, that's no longer loyalty. It's already giving small loyalty, small toxic, low toxic, something like that.
I'd like if you can share personal experience or experiences that you've heard from people so that this can become much more relatable even in our conversation. So, God's Beauty, what do you have to say about loyalty? Key elements to it.
They already said it, right? I mean, when I look at the word loyalty, for me, it's just you not betraying the person, you being with the person, you having the person's back through thick and thin. Do you get what I'm saying? So you understanding this person, agreeing, committing. So, Auntie, I wasn't against you. I just came, I'm like, okay, what she's saying and all of that. So, I mean, that's what loyalty actually means. But, okay, just go on.
Right.
I think with time I'll just...
Yeah, so I'd say for me, loyalty is understanding that whoever you're going to be with, family or partner, whatever it is, no, not whatever, because it's not a thing, whoever it is, you should understand that they are humans with their flaws and mistakes and people that are bound to make mistakes eventually. So loyalty is believing the best in people and just trusting that this human relationship, we can both put in efforts to make it work. And so one essential key element that I'll personally put forefront when I talk about loyalty is forgiveness. Forgiveness, right? Because human beings will make mistakes. I mean, if you internalize and reflect on your own person and how you relate with people, and if you're a very honest person and you realize that I'm not always there, sometimes I make mistakes, sometimes I do things that are questionable. So imagine if people do not give me the same grace, they do not offer they extend the same hand of grace or mercy towards me. I mean, everybody in this world should just be hitting their heads together, right? So loyalty is very much about forgiveness, like you've mentioned, consistency, commitment, literally staying through thick and thin with someone. So the other examples we mentioned, Olu Jacobs, I mean, Olu Jacobs and Joke Silva's story always warms my heart every time. That is, to me, that is the pure definition of loyalty. Because this one now, the conditions surrounding their relationship is, I mean, there's health issue there. Yeah. He has been diagnosed with a particular sickness and, it makes him not very available, but yet she has stayed through thick and thin with him, and then Adesu and Banky W. So you see, despite whatever mistakes or whatever, unforeseen circumstance that has happened, there's forgiveness, there's commitment, there's staying through and through. And this kind of topic is really essential in a world where self-love or, self has been... It's just so propagated. Everybody's about yourself. People are so quick to call what red flags is. I feel like that definition of red flags, if I just see small something, that's red flag. I think need to calm down on that red flag.
I get to talk.
Definition.
You've been emphasizing on forgive each other, stay through thick and thin. There should be a limit to forgiving each other. There should be a limit to stay put with someone through thick and thin. When someone starts to make you feel less of yourself, I do not think you should stay with that person. When someone hits you the first time, I do not think you should forgive that person. Because why are you forgiving someone that will still come back and hit you? Why are you forgiving someone that will still make you feel less of yourself? They are always condescending. So when we are trying to say, okay, let's be loyal, there are boundaries to it, there are limits to it. You cannot be loyal to someone that does not really give to F about you, that doesn't really care about you. So there should be a limit to it. And then speaking of the red flag thing, a red flag alert should always be on. What you observe in relationship, you get times 10 in marriage. When he pays attention to you in relationship, it means in marriage it will pay 10 times more attention to you. But when in relationship is you out of 1 year in that relationship, you've gone to bed with tears. Let's say like 60 times.
What are you doing there?
What are you still doing there?
Loyal.
That's no longer loyalty.
That was a joke, please.
That's no longer loyalty. It's already giving something else. So for me, Solly start accepting the fact that he hurts the girl, through thick and thin, blah, 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 blah.
Pain and tears.
Yeah, no.
Heartbreaks. Is that heartbreak one that got me curious? What
With
exactly
S, no one. A break.
Jesus Christ.
With S.
Let's not forget he's a musician. All these musicians, I don't know what they used to do.
I don't know
But
human beings.
they seem to always go out of line.
That's because they want to, and that's your indiscipline. That's just a good definition of
So
indiscipline.
concerning that red, sorry to call you short, concerning the red flags thing, red flags that we talk about, do you think there's a point where we become too difficult when we start considering red flags, to the point where every misnomer, every imperfection that we see from the other gender, we classify it as red flags immediately? For example, let's say you send a text to your partner. I might want to talk about this, but
It's what kid.
please, so don't come for me. Let's say you send a text to your partner and, probably they're very busy, or maybe you see, it was not common before, but then you just see a trace of it first 2-3 weeks. And who knows, like with all pure intention, probably the person was very busy. But because we're in a society where everybody's making you so alert to red flags, you immediately come to the conclusion of, he's not attentive anymore, he's not available. So do you think we should really be careful with how we determine what is a red flag or not?
So first of all, I think there are personal characters that you would want your partner to emulate, apart from the normal general ones that we already know that, oh, if this guy is beating you, don't do this, don't be with him.
Yes.
If this guy is talking to you anyhow, if he doesn't respect your family and all of those things, that's more like a normal general norm. Do you get what I'm saying? But now there are personal ones. If I personally cannot deal with somebody that is not always available, then why are you going into something like that? To me, that's a red flag. To you, it might not be a problem. I mean, there's so many. Okay, I think I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and there was this movie we were watching where the girl got married to this guy. The guy always travels, like he's always everywhere. Do you get what I'm saying? He only, like when he comes back home, it's more like he's visiting the house. He comes back home, 3 days, he's out again. And it's not like he has maybe a station place that she can always say, okay, let me just go when he's not coming home. Do you get what I'm saying? But he's always everywhere. Today is in Uganda, tomorrow is in Paris, the next one is in Bahamas. So he's everywhere. That's how they call it now, Uganda.
Yeah.
So it's always everywhere. Do you get what I'm saying? So in that kind of scenario, someone like me, I will not even be in that relationship in the first place because you're not always available. But there are people that get married to soldiers, yeah, and they are comfortable with it, they are okay with
What
it.
if there's a flip? In the sense that during your dating or premarital relationship, he was always available. And things evolve. Let's say something happens and his job now permits or allows him to move all about.
And that's why when you're with someone, you guys have future plans. See, anybody, wait. I understand life can happen. Do you understand what I'm saying? But now, first of all, if you're with someone, if you're going to get married to someone, you have to understand that whatever that person's plan or purpose is in life has to fit yours. Do you understand? You guys have to, you guys' purpose have to come together. It has to be something that you can actually see. Do you get what I'm saying? So if I'm with someone that is a businessman, right, and probably does import and export, I should understand that.
That's
probably
an Igbo man.
Is into import and export. I should understand that one day in this life, he will not always be very regular. That's the truth. Because there are times where probably something happened in the water, happened in the air, he has to travel to go check that out, which is understandable. So do I want to risk that? Yes or no? Do you understand what I'm saying? You will not be with a pastor that is always, you already know that this person is an evangelist and probably going forward he wants to, be a pastor and all of that. And he's someone that probably doesn't even like going out and all of these things. If you want to now stay with him, fine. If you want to be with our Gen Z pastors that are always everywhere, look at the likes of Pastor Mildred and the rest of them. They are always everywhere, like all over the world, going to preach the gospel, going to pass information on relationship. If you're getting married to someone like that, you should know, you should see what's coming, you should know what's coming.
Thank you.
So, I mean,
to start with, the word red flag has been commonized and has been played with. Anything, red flag. Any little thing.
And we even have a touch of red today.
we are red flag.
Any little thing, red flag. And like you said, the ways of God are not our ways. I can be a baddie today and tomorrow God decided to call me and I will start scavenging and I will start doing early morning preaching. So God's ways are not our ways. So it means whatever future plan you have, God forbid. What if he dies even before the future comes? God forbid. That's like worst that can happen. Or maybe there's a career change. So now let's talk about personal relationship. when going into a relationship with someone, I always do advise communication. I am not that type of person that I want to be left alone in Nigeria with my husband in Canada or in the US while I stay all by myself. Let me just be staying alone as a single girl. No commitment. Commitment is relationship. The person stays somewhere close. I go there, he comes over, period. But not commitment of he stays in Canada. I'll be feeling like a one-night stand type of babe. It comes in December. It gets me pregnant. I am there carrying pregnancy up and down. That's not the type of person I want to be. So when it happened, let's say I already married this person and it happens. We either make plans to move together. I do not believe in, don't worry, let me go 1 year, 2 years. I really do not believe in that. I do not believe in, don't worry, you're going to stay with my mother. I'm so sorry. It cannot happen to me. I cannot go and stay with your mother. Because even me, I am not staying with my own mother. Right. So when situations like that happen, we talk about it. If you intend to go for 1 year, 2 years, and you expect me to stay in the house waiting for your husband to come, I'm so sorry. It might not work. This is what we are going to do. Don't worry. 3 months there, 3 months in Nigeria. 3 months there, 3 months in Nigeria. If you're 3 months and last 3 months, my darling, you come and sign divorce papers. Or maybe I'll just leave you in the marriage. So I know what works for me. I know what I want to do. So my loyalty lies, I am a type of babe that when I'm in, I'm in. There are 1,001 people outside, they are more handsome than my husband. There are 1,001 people outside that they are richer than my husband. But what is keeping me? I thought we are citing examples here.
Okay. It sounded very my husband.
Yeah.
So, she has to own it.
So I am going to stay put to him. Truth they can think is either fine or not fine or this. I'm not a negative person. I will not say maybe fall sick because I will not fall sick. Right. But I will stay with him all through. That one does not mean I will ignore the red flags. If he starts to have anger issues tomorrow, I'm that type of person that will call him to action. If I notice that anger is getting worse, I think I'll take a bow. I'm not trying to say I will leave my marriage, but I feel like for that space of 3 months, maybe he needs breeze, maybe he needs change of location, maybe he needs something to feel better. So we are trying to stay loyal, but we are not also neglecting the red flags. Yeah.
I feel like we should talk a bit about sacrifices.
Yes.
Because okay.
Get straight to it after this short break.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a short break now. When we return, we'll continue our conversation. Stay with us shortly. We'll be back. All right, welcome back, viewers. This is still Ways Breakfast. And on Thursday like this, we talk about trendy issues and relate it to social concerns in our society. We have been talking about what really is loyalty in relationship. We really want to dissect that term loyalty. Has it been abused? Is it something that should be more appreciated and all of that? So my ladies, we've been saying that loyalty is about commitment, is about consistency. We are going to mention sacrifice. But there's something that we're not mentioning, which we'll eventually put in the same bracket with sacrifice, and that's risk. Being loyal is actually a risk. The fact that in fact, being in a relationship with anybody, committing to be involved with humans is a risk already. Because you can find somebody that ticks your green flags and is all perfect and he meets the standards that you want. But people evolve, people change. There are situations that will hit a person. Grief happens. I've seen what grief can do to people. I've seen what unmet expectations can do to people. So one day I read one quote that said, notice your partner and notice how he handles unmet expectations. Because you see all the good in people when everything is going well for them.
Yes.
How about when that person loses an opportunity? How about when that person loses a contract? When that person loses a loved one or hears a bad news? How do they react to this? Because we are conditioned according as we are going and on the go. That's how we're being conditioned. So loyalty itself is a risk. It's a very big risk. So when I see relationship, despite the controversies and the in total of what's really happening, I appreciate relationship that I've stayed through the years because I can see that a lot of risk must have been taken. A lot of hard-heartedness must have gone into this. Do you understand? So let's talk about the aspect of sacrifices. Do you think let's just discuss it for them. What's sacrifice in relationship and what is it not to as well?
Sacrifice should come from both genders. Although the Western world we are, sacrifice should only come from the females, which is wrong. Sacrifice should come from the wife and the man. I am sacrificing one or two things, you're also sacrificing one or two things. I think a while ago we had a conversation at the kitchen where someone was talking about a family or a brother where one had to sacrifice a career for a couple years, and when it was time for the next child, the other person had to sacrifice his career for a couple years. So when we are talking about sacrifice in marriage and relation, between Banky W and Adisua told me, we don't really know what's going on between them, but I'm very sure they've sacrificed one or two things for each other. So if you want to go into a marriage and you want to stay loyal, both genders should be ready to sacrifice. Let's talk about the issue of relocating out of the country. If the wife should come and tell the husband, okay, I'm the one relocating out of the country, yes, well, let me just go there and spend a year or two, then you'll come and join me. As a typical Nigerian man, let me not say from other country now, what will happen? No. The families will say, I know Obiri okay for Kosile. Apologies to non-Yoruba speakers. It means a female cannot leave her husband's house for a long time. Maybe it's a man that wants to relocate. The families come and say, let him go now, even if it's 1 or 2 years. Even when he gets there and get married again, they will say, he's a man, I can be promiscuous in nature. Yes, we understand that society allows that. No, that does not mean it's right.
Ideal.
That does not mean it is ideal. So anything, what's good for geese is good for the blender, right? So if you want this, you should be ready to sacrifice this. If you want this person to be 100% loyal to you, what are the sacrifices you make? There are some sacrifices that we see from our parents that, no, we must just make them proud. And the sacrifices that we've seen in our partner and our husband, okay, I must just make this person proud. So if you want your wife to make a lot of sacrifice for you, and you as the husband do not want to sacrifice anything, my darling, this is why, I'm so sorry to break this, but this is why most men suffer in their old age. When they are growing up in marriage, they ignore a lot of things. They feel like a woman should do this. She should be the one to take care of the home. She should cook. Her marital duty, she should come to bed to have sex. She should do this. She should do that. Forgetting that she's human being first. She has her own life first. She has a career or a business. She has other things to factor in. But as a woman, you have to sacrifice. Some people want the woman to resign. You will not grow old. When she now finally has the opportunity to pay you back, you not say you will not spend 3 days on the hospital bed without eating. I'm so sorry, but it happens a lot. I've spoken with a doctor and I said, oftentimes when a man is sick at his old age, they leave men like that alone. But when the woman is sick, you will see different child traveling. There's echo, there is agidi, there is pap, there is beans, there is rice, because a woman has sacrificed a lot for her kids. But what do the men sacrifice? Money. Is that it?
I think to just...
Somebody wants to say something.
Okay. You know, I was hearing all of you talk. It's making me reflect on my life. Let's not say I have too many problems in this life, because it's as if it's only me that has problem on this table.
Not really.
I feel I've come to terms that actually have loyalty issues.
Okay.
Because something happened recently where I have this very, very, very close friend of mine. Like we're always together, work together, we go anywhere together. And then I think she did something here. But you know, people, when they do something, sometimes they might not know exactly what they did. So in her mind, she's not doing anything wrong and all that. That's what she tells me. So when I got to find out, and when people started like really giving her back, you know, giving her face and not giving her face and that kind of thing.
Attitude.
Yeah. Instead of the day she came to me and then she was speaking to me, she was crying. I didn't feel anything. Like no remorse, no sense of any positive emotion towards her. I didn't even show that I cared. Like all I wanted to do was just get away from her and just like leave her to her own misery on her own. At that moment, I just removed myself from the equation because I know that being her friend at that moment, I'm just taking it all. And at that moment, I did not just want to be around her as if she was the problem. So I just left her. And trust me, I didn't feel anything. Like, you know how you feel pain if your friend leaves you or something? I didn't feel anything. And like, funny enough, she's the one that still came back. And she's the one that spoke to me and she was like, oh, I know this is how you are and all of that, but everything is sorted out now and probably we can still go back to the way it was and all that and all that. And I still didn't feel, you know, this kind of thing, you feel pained, you feel like, oh, you are at fault, you were not a good friend, you were not supporting her, you didn't talk for her and all that. I didn't feel anything. And to this very moment, I still do not feel anything. So now I'm here to ask you guys that. So now I'm here to ask you guys that. What do you think, why do you think people like me are like what we are today? Do you think there's a root to this kind of thing? Or like what's causing this?
It's just
what is causing this kind of feeling?
Every case study. We can't just use this particular case to determine your personality. There's probably something that happened in your relationship that is questionable that made you react in that way. So if we want to even give a better understanding to this, we'll have to compare it with other relationships that you have had. How did you react to the others? Because this is just 1 out of 10. Yes. And I truly believe that for people in relationships, like romantic relationship, a way to test your partner's loyalty to you or how they will eventually be loyal is look at how your partner acts towards their friends. Do you understand? Those friends were there before you. Do you understand? How do they act towards them? How do they preserve their secrets? Forget, there's this thing about partners where we are so in love, can talk about secret until people break up and then the internet will know about everything. But there's that part of we are so in love, we talk about secret. But I'm really wary about somebody that can tell me somebody's secrets very comfortably. I'm also very wary that if you are comfortably telling me these secrets, that means there's something wrong with me too, that you have seen me as an ally that you can share secrets like this with. So yes, for partners, as you are sometimes I'm opening a lot of things. I have something to say. So I'd really say that if you want to know who your partner is, look at your partner amongst their friends. How do they react? How do they talk? How do they talk about those friends to you? That's how you'll be able to know how loyal a person is. Because eventually, when you are not there, you can have a guess of what's going to be said about you.
Definitely. And that's why I've not always opened myself towards having to talk about other persons, to be honest.
To your partner?
If it's to my partner, it's quite different because this person is my partner. Yeah.
It's not different, though.
No, it is, actually.
Let me tell you why it's not different.
See,
if we are friends, right, and Tomto is your partner, please. Example.
We are partners.
And she's your partner. And I tell you a very deep secret, something about me, and you share it with Somto. No matter the love that is going on between both of you, it is wrong. And that's what people don't know. People use relationship as an excuse because of the love and intimacy that we share. I can tell you things about others. No. There should be boundaries, clear-cut boundaries.
That's why I have this particular, what do they call that? I don't know, it's not a policy, it's a philosophy, right? I personally, if I don't think I'm one of those people that will keep secret. I'm not a secret person. If there's anything that I feel like I can tell this person, or I can actually tell it to anybody. If I cannot tell this person, I'm not telling anybody, including my mom. So it's between me and God. That's how I see it. So I'm not this, I tell this person my secret. Nah. First of all, why are you even telling these people your secret? Why is it a secret? I feel like it's something that should be between you and your creator.
Well, some people like to confide in people,
you have to when even if you want to, probably tell somebody in your house or something. Having to come and tell people that you don't know what their growing up was like, that's a bit disgusting to me, honestly speaking.
Yeah, you might say that, but people go through a lot and they feel like confiding in someone who has
That's why you have therapy. You have a therapist, right?
And God's beauty.
Like,
let's be real with ourselves.
We are being real.
In relationship, even we that we believe we're secretive, we turn to tap. we are
Which is wrong. I'm really
unconsciously
against that.
we are consciously on automatic opening.
To be honest,
we are just talking. Don't tell your boyfriend. He said I should not tell you. It's that bad, right? And there are some things that happen to you that you want to just break it to someone. You know, in that tingling sensation, the thought of want to make you bougie. You just want to say it out, right? And the person you can say it to is your partner. But do you know what that my friend did? You will not believe she's by blood of Jesus. This is
Wrong.
this.
I'm sorry.
Right, big time
I don't
wrong.
see.
The
I
thing
don't
is,
see
it
how.
is actually
I don't see
very
why that
wrong.
is actually wrong. To be
You don't
honest.
see why it's wrong.
It's
Nah.
wrong. You do
It's
not
wrong
tell.
in every sense because even in professional bodies, there's something called confidentiality.
For
Let me
you
land.
to come and tell me anything, if it shows that you can
trust me.
actually tell any other person, I am sorry to say, forget the whole trust thing.
So it means you can actually take
it.
it to radio station the following day.
That is what it is, my love.
no,
For you
but
to
Vicky-
actually open your mouth and tell somebody something,
no,
it means
I
you can
would
tell
not
any
agree
other
with
There's a
that.
person.
level of trust you must have
I
had
would
that
not
person for you
agree
to be
with
able
that.
Maybe
to
it's just
speak out to
me.
that person.
I don't know.
It must
Some
be you.
people
I
have
want-
pent-up emotions and
Nah.
they are going through a lot. So sometimes they need to actually confide in someone, not for you to share their story,
With
but
another
for you
person.
to empathize with them.
Yeah.
What
To
will I
make
be?
them feel
What will
better.
I be telling my partner? What will me and my partner now be gossiping about?
So it is us that you want to gossip about.
My sister.
About your future.
Interesting.
I am
and gossip
sorry.
about
On
it.
on a lighter note now, I don't know if you know this guy, Alvin. Alvin is a makeup artist in Lagos here.
Okay.
So there was one of his voiceovers that he said, hey, you go to tell your husband about us, what we don't do together. So anytime when you dey hang out with us, your husband go, they call you, maybe they come out. Anyways, we see your husband for road, we ask her, so why they always call your wife? He said it in pages, so I'm trying to say this exactly. Why they always call your wife? Each time she follow us, hang out. The other one I replied, and because she don't tell us, say una be bad set of people. That one I say, you sabi tell your husband our secret. Anyways, your wife tie you, she and her mother tie you under their bed. Like, why you love her?
It's as good even if you're going to share someone's secrets. You
But
said
again,
that you're sharing to.
what the partner in question said? Say the person no matter. Because I don't understand this thing.
Why will you go and
No,
open
you're
up
saying
and
the
say,
person is not mature. This is you in question. You're saying that if I'm telling you something, it means you can tell the person. They told you something, you said you can tell anybody, you can take it to radio station, meaning that if you should see them tomorrow, you'll be looking at them, nobody that girl
So
be
that's
So we're talking
another
about
thing.
trust. Now, you know, we mentioned...
The way you are also relating the conversation. So if this is my partner, right, and probably Luchi said something earlier, I'm gonna get one of my baby. See, the truth is, I am not a person to even gossip other people. That's to start with. Wait,
You don't gossip
so
Bella
it,
girl.
it has to. I am not a girl person. You will not see girls in my corner. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Now, if I'm having communication with my partner, right, there has to be something that we are talking about that will not make me relate to whatever story that will even that would make me bring up your topic in the first place. Because I'm not gonna sit down and come and talk say, if you see what John do.
Some people are like that too. But like some people
Now
that
this
are
makes me
like that.
question. You know
That's
this
not
topic.
me.
Okay, you know this topic. We're talking about loyalty in relationships. So it's not just romantic relationship.
Yeah,
That's why I
yeah,
brought
yeah.
up this angle. In platonic relationship, there's some level of loyalty that we do not uphold as we should, as contrary to romantic relationship. In platonic, we just feel like they're my friends. Not knowing that friends will be the ones that will even stay through and through
Oh, chill.
till the end.
Let's start with number one. Don't be a third friend in three friendship.
Oh Lord.
There
What
are
do you
three
mean by that?
friends. There are three
one
friends.
person will, I get
Don't
what, I get
be
what
the
she meant.
third party. It happened to me. My best friend had the best friend.
Okay, I've
And
been
she
in that
wants me to be
situation.
telling her
I've never
things.
been in that
I'm
situation.
always very skeptical of
Because I
telling her
cannot keep
things
friends.
because when I'm telling you, you are telling your best friend. Now, back to your conversation. To be honest, friendship outbreaks are way more painful than relationship
Terribly.
outbreaks.
Yes.
I really don't know how people feel it, but a friend has left me before that. I always do miss her. I wish I could go and apologize to her or something. Yeah, maybe she did more of the wrong thing and all of that, and I don't want her in my life anymore. But I always do miss her. I mean, each time I stumble on a picture on my, I want to delete it ASAP because it will bring back memories. So, in friendship, in platonic friendship, just try to be friends with one person. Don't try to be friends in a group of 5. I'm telling you 5 people's secrets. That 5 people is like XXXY chromosomes.
Maybe we
When
should
you
also
are-
learn not to
Yeah.
be sharing secrets as much. Like,
So
talk
when you're
about
sharing
different
secrets, it should
things.
be like one person or like 1-2 person. Someone like me, I like to share secrets with someone that does not really know me. The person does not stay in Lagos, the person stay like in Anambra. That's why I don't like when people know too much about me. I like when you don't know my partner. She's just there. You don't really know him. You are just assuming. Maybe it's her brother. Maybe then I can tell you something because you don't know me. If anything should go wrong tomorrow, you cannot relate me to a group of people or maybe no one person that I know. So in friendship, just stay put to one person that you can open up to. Don't be friends with plenty people. And if I am trusting you and telling you everything about myself, it's because I feel like you should be able to keep my secret and not take me to radio station tomorrow.
Well, see, in as much as I get what you're saying, and it makes sense. Before I say kind of makes sense. It makes sense, yeah, sorry.
That's fine.
It makes sense, yeah. But at the same time, I feel like, see, this whole secret thing, it should just be between you and your creator, honestly speaking. Because even the person that you're saying that you tell your secret to one person that you trust, the day on or two go fight. If that person is not parrot, what's it long?
That's where loyalty lies. You owe people your loyalty.
Thank you.
Either we fight or not. Tell your side of the story. Don't tell my side of the story.
Yesterday, during the mental health stuff we had, the person mentioned that support groups, right? We can't do life alone. So you eventually have to confide in people.
Can't.
Honestly, when you're saying you and your creator, that your creator, is it coming to sit with you? And of course, I'm a very spiritual person.
It depends on the kind of relationship you and your creator have too.
Okay, so I want us to go to, I think we are doing at the receiving end. Let's talk about the senders. Okay, so people like me, that are always giving out lack of support and all of that, that are always being disloyal. What can we do to maybe get back those trusts and maybe support back from our partners?
You need to build new friendship, because someone like me, you cannot get the trust back.
That's too absolute.
I think, when I needed her the most, she was not there. What's the assurance that when I need her again, she will not fly? It's like bird fly or something. I can't remember the adage.
Remember,
I think you need to first check out yourself. Do you feel like you're a narcissist? Do you feel like you care only about yourself? I think they call them narcissists.
Yes.
Do you feel like you care only about yourself?
No.
So if you know that, okay, you're not narcissist, probably you're just asexual. Like you don't know how to show emotions. You like to show emotions but not show that you really care. You like to show toxic love. Then please attach someone.
Agree with us.
Tough love. There's something called tough love. Then attract people that like tough love, like you are. That they know that you care, but you don't just show that you care.
They don't show it. Those are more of the men.
What I believe is that it's not, I don't think it's impossible. Let's remove the word impossible, restoring such relationship. Because many times, if you come towards humans as vulnerable and you let them in on why your personality is like this, they can easily accept you and then you can walk through it together. So this, your particular personality trait, I'm not sure you've explained or discussed it amongst these people that you seem to have this distance with. Yeah. So if you can create opportunities where you people can talk about this so much more, I think it will be better. We have to go now. I know you want to say a lot of things. We'll talk about this some other time. This is Still Ways Breakfast. We'll see you again tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Stay with us. Bye.